Anyone that knows where Neon Delhi is will know where the Beman Triangle is, as it's on that kind of triangle of land. It's between Vine and Cross Streets and Knowles Avenue. Leverett Beman was the son of Jehiel Beman, the first preacher at the A.M.E. Zion Church, who came here in the 1830s from the town of Colchester. And he came to be the first official pastor of the A.M.E. Zion Church. The African Methodist Episcopal Zion Church was one of the first in the country, and it really helped to bring together a community of African Americans in Middletown who were coming in from smaller towns around the region, around both religion and worship, but also around political activism. So by the kind of mid 19th century into the 1850s, 1860s, we have increasingly a residential area of property owners who are members of the A.M.E. Zion Church and who work in Middletown and are part of this kind of activist community that is very much rooted in this domestic space of property owning and in the neighborhood itself. So we knew that at the area where Vine and Knowles meet, we had some pretty clear signals as to where there might be what we would call anomalies. So certain kinds of clusters of material culture under the ground, which meant that we could start to uncover some of the features that related to the kind of trash and everyday deposits of people who were living in houses that faced onto Vine Street. We started digging into what's clearly like a really big trash pit where someone has obviously cleared out a lot of their house. So it's not everyday stuff, it's not small pieces of things you've broken and thrown away. So we have a lot of ceramics, and we also have a huge amount, it seems, of pharmaceutical glassware. So kind of fine glass tubes that might have been used to mix things up, some big pharmaceutical bottles, and then a couple of smaller medicine bottles as well. I have a really great team of students, a growing team, working in my lab doing research on the artifacts that we bring in. So we have one large pharmaceutical bottle. It's clear, it's called flint glass, and they have found a catalogue from the 1890s that shows precisely this kind of size and shape of bottle that was being made by a company in New Jersey. So we know who made it, we know what they were making it for. So finding that and linking into that material gives us a much greater historical depth. It seems to really strongly suggest that we have someone who is making medicine, or at least is involved in some kind of drugstore in some very close way in this property. Beyond that, we then want to go out and think, well, what does that mean? What does it mean to be perhaps a pharmacist or to be a druggist in the 19th century? We've been working closely with members of the A.M.E. Zion Church to talk about the project, to make sure our research questions actually develop in relation to the interests of people from the church. So this has really been this great experience where my students work with me, but they also work with a community who is really deeply invested in the archaeology site. It means a lot to people in the A.M.E. Zion Church today, not necessarily as linear descendants, but because this is a site that shows how prominent the A.M.E. Zion Church has been in Middletown history. So if I'm standing in the Beman Triangle and I am unearthing material that people used in their homes in the mid-19th century, I feel like that gives us a different kind of vision of what life was like there than if we were just writing about it. Archaeology is this thing that's kind of in some ways very real. Like you're there and you have to think about what it means to be in that place. And that's why I love archaeology.